Like, look at this.
Yeah, bro. That shit's heat.
Fam's eating mad dinner upstairs. I just walked through. I was like,
What's up, dude?
What's up, dude? Fuck's up. What's going on?
What's going on, man?
What's going on?
Let's get it.
Let's
Alright,
do
man. Cool.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. Alright. Everything rolling. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Trick Podcast. My name is Neek Robinson, as you guys may or may not know. Whatever. But today, we are back with yet another episode of the podcast. I want to shout out my man Parker Cyper. He's back here. He's zoned in, though. But shout out to the mom's basement. This is his little studio out of his mother's basement that we are shooting in today. And got my brand new guest on today, and he's a good friend of mine, and this man's name is Abarb. Brother, what's going on,
man?
What's going on, man?
How you doing?
Bro, it's been a while,
Has been.
bro, and it's been a long time coming.
Yes.
Definitely been wanting to get you on the podcast and shit. Remember, like, my fucking brother was telling me about you, like, way back when, probably, like, want to say like 2017, so probably like when I was still in high school. He was showing me your music, and I was like, bro, this kid sounds like fucking Logic. I don't know if you like get that shit all the time, but like, dude, like your music, super dope. So I already knew that I wanted to like befriend you before even the podcast even started. So you know, I'm glad that everything's kind of come full circle and everything. Absolutely. But Abarb, before we get into everything today, tell me, who is Abarb today? How old are you? Kind of give the people that don't know you just a little bit about yourself real quick, brother.
For sure. Well, first name Alec, last name Barber. That's the government. I'll put it on there. I'm not afraid of it.
Yep.
I'm 24 from the south side of Des Moines.
South side?
Yep.
You dig.
Went to college in Davenport, Quad Cities, graduated. That's where I started making music.
What was the school called?
St. Ambrose University.
Okay,
yep.
Gotcha.
Yep, went
you
there.
go there for sports?
I went there for played golf.
Played golf
for 4 years. Yeah, it was a good time. A lot of fun. Found myself as a dude, as a person, as a man, then came back. So, yeah, I've just been working on music, working on dropped three mixtapes I think now since I was like 19, or 20 probably, but. Yeah, now I'm just working full time, working on music on the side, doing whatever I can.
Gotta do it, man. Gotta do it. I think that, especially going to college in like the Midwest, though, I think that it definitely like gives you the time to kind of like figure out who you want to be and who you are as a person too. Super weird how that kind of comes about. I feel like I learned who I was too, like in these past 2 years of me going to college too. Like, just kind of being out on your own, I think is something that it's super weird, but like getting out of like where you grew up. Like I grew up on the south side too, so like going to like a place like Iowa City, and I went to school in Cedar Rapids too. Like just kind of being on my own kind of gave me that chance to kind of just be my own person and find your own kind of lane in a sense too.
Yeah, you don't have any ties or anything like that. It's kind of nice to go there and you're almost like reborn. You go there and you're kind of
How was it in the Quad Cities too? I've never like personally been there. Was it kind of like boring or what?
It was all right. There was stuff to do, but not a lot of stuff to do. Like.
And all you can do is just get into trouble too. Like,
I mean,
especially like being like 19, like 20.
We had fun. We had a good time.
Exactly.
I mean, I was consumed a lot in like the fall and spring with golf stuff. But I mean, other than that, I mean, did everything else college kids do.
Fuck yeah,
plus rap.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. It's all about learning and making those friendships and those connections, man. It's super dope. Abarb, bringing it back to everything though, what was your experience like growing up? Grew up on the south side, like you said. Give me like the experience and the rundown of what actually brought Abarb into existence.
Well, I mean, I grew up. I had an older brother who liked music a lot, listened to a lot of rap when I was younger. Then I went to Brody Middle School.
Shout out to Brody.
Go Cardinals, baby.
Fuck, dude.
And I had a lot of friends there who liked rap, liked hip hop. I didn't listen to much else other than rap, hip hop, some radio stuff. And my mom was taking me to school, but that was about it.
Exactly.
So I just gravitated towards that, and I hung out with I didn't really hang out with West Des Moines kids growing up or like Catholic school kids, and I ended up going to Dowling. So then I kind of got a culture change there for when I was in high school. So yeah, I just grew up kind of just slumming it around the south side, you know, riding my bike up to Lincoln South, hooping on the weekends and stuff. So that was life back then.
That is crazy.
Just cruising around, being a little demon.
Exactly. It's super dope too to like we just kind of like had the same fucking childhood upbringing too. Like, oh my god, dude, like shit just brings me back to the south side, and oh my god, man.
Yeah, man.
It was a fun time.
It was a good time, man.
Fun time. And I think that like all the south side kids kind of like live the same childhood too.
I feel like
it's really weird, but like we're all just super connected, like regardless of like what age group you grew up in. It was kind of like all before like the social media generation and shit. But that it's a lot different now, but you know, I think it was a super dope time.
Yeah, it's wild.
That shit's super dope. What was your experience like at Dowling too? How was that?
It was alright. It was cool. I mean, I definitely transitioned a lot because I was like, I played in the band when I was like a freshman and sophomore. I played the trumpet, and so I didn't really have any friends when I first went there. So I was like, you know, hanging out with the kids in the band, kids on the golf team, stuff like that. And then
So did all your friends go to Lincoln then? Is that
majority of them did. And then I had some like kids I met through like sports and stuff that were Southside kids that went to Dowling that I was friends with. But it was mostly, you know, band kids that I was, you know, playing instruments with, seeing every day at band camp, stuff like that. And then like golf kids that I would see at practice and all that stuff. And I didn't really have a lot of outside friends other than that because I didn't know anyone. So it was freshman, sophomore year was kind of weird because I was just very isolated friend group. But once I got into like junior, senior year, I played basketball until I was a junior. And so I kind of got friends there, and then I just made more friends at class and stuff like that. So it was straight after a while.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. I think that it's kind of weird how like the transitioning from like band has been like the past couple of years and everything. Like I feel like when I graduated high school, it was like cool to be in the band and shit. Like, you know, it was just like do your dance, bro. Like I wasn't jocking anybody, but I feel like, you know, I'm not too sure what it was like for you during high school, like doing all that. I mean, like it definitely did go from like this like geeky kind of thing to like being like a cool like it's just like, hey bro, do your dance. It's like shit, music can make some fucking money, bro. Like I know a bunch of dudes that like are going off and doing some crazy fucking shit because they were in the band. So like that shit's super dope, man.
Yeah, I was dope at the trumpet too a while back.
Dude, I wish I could play a fucking instrument, bro. Like,
my mom always brings that up. She's like, you should find your trumpet again. I was like, I should, but
you think you can still play?
I don't know. It's the only thing that I've questioned about because it's like, I tried to play basketball a couple weeks back and I haven't played for like a couple years.
It was busted.
Tough.
Jump shot was busted.
Very tough.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I was playing basketball yesterday with my fucking Berks on, dude. Shout out to the boys. We was playing some ball, but yeah, bro, my shot is it's not busting anymore.
Yeah,
but
it's not where it used to be.
It's okay. It's okay. You know, it's all about growing up and you know, finding other shit. You know,
facts.
I'm a shooter now, but with the camera.
Yeah,
so, everything kind of comes full circle. So it's cool. It's cool. Alec, tell me about your first experience with music. Kind of when was that?
Well, I mean, I was in band, like I said. That was my first like experience playing music. It was like I always wanted to play the drums, but I ended up playing the trumpet because I don't know. I just never pursued the drums. It was like one of those things in middle school or like elementary school when they bring all the instruments in and they're like, you can try and play all of them. And I like play the trumpet. And I was like, all right, that's kind of cool.
I like that.
Yeah, I was kind of cool. I was kind of nice at it. So I was like, whatever, I'll keep playing it. Played it through middle school and then went to high school and played it there too. But like, I don't know. You remember like on the desk and the pen tap stuff? Kids would like tap with the pens and make beats and stuff. Yeah. I was on that wave, bro. Hard.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck
early and
man.
often, lunch table beats, you know, early.
Dude.
But then, I mean, my first experience with rap was buddy Sao Flores. You know who that is? He's Com's cousin.
Okay, Com's cousin.
I went to school with
that's
him.
what's up.
And we made a couple tracks together, wrote some music, recorded it just into like some headphone like speakers. On GarageBand. But that was like the OG, like way before anything happened.
You gotta do it though.
Yeah, I think I probably still have those on my laptop somewhere.
Bro, fuck yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that was probably the first like rap experience, and then it was not like a serious thing though. We were just messing around, you know.
Bro. But I think that you gotta start somewhere though. You gotta just kind of. It's always cool to see like where you've come from too, because like now like you're getting ready to drop an album and everything, and like all these new projects that you've got going on. We'll talk about that later and everything, but like it's cool to see like where you did start from and then kind of your progression too. Super dope to kind of see all that.
Yeah. I've always been a big proponent of not looking at how far you have to go, but how far you've come.
Exactly.
It's kind of dope. Like with like anxiety and depression stuff, especially when you deal with that kind of stuff, you go look back, like you're like, dang, like I couldn't even leave the house. Like now I'm out
doing a dance.
Your mom's basement. You know?
Fuck yeah, dude. Doing it. Shout out to Parker again.
Shout out to Parker.
Yeet, you dig? But yeah, bro. Tell me about like your. When did you like start making your own music? Like you kind of touched on it with the garage band stuff. But when do you feel like that was the official moment for you?
I went up to visit my buddy Rick, who went to Ambrose, and he like I went to high school with him.
Yep.
And he was, he's always been big into hip hop. He's kind of one of those dudes that like always listened to like, put me on Logic in high school.
Yep.
And like before like he even dropped an album, like super early mixtapes.
Yeah.
And so he's always been, making music, doing whatever, putting people on and stuff. And then I went up and he had a mic at college when I went to visit him at Ambrose, and he's like, Barb, I know you can rap. Like I've heard your shit with Sayo. Like I know you can rap. He's like, try it. And of course, I had some verses written.
Yeah, you did.
I hadn't done anything with it, so I went nuts on it. And I don't remember what I said. I said some weird shit though, probably. Hey, bro, and he and his homies were like freaking out because it was nasty. And they're like, dude, you got to do this. Like you just got to do it. So I was like, all right. And then that was. I mean, I don't think they released it or anything like that. And then I made a mixtape with my boy AJ. AJ with Big West on Twitter. Shout out Big West on Instagram. But we made a mixtape and we called it the Dorm Room EP. It was like my freshman year of college.
No shit.
Made it all in GarageBand. Low budget, low key.
Got you.
No mix. We just mixed it and messed with it ourselves. And didn't put anything special on it. But and we dropped it on Martin Luther King Day because he's black and I'm white. So we had to. And that was like the first kind of official like stuff that I did like on a mic and I hadn't even been to a studio yet at that point, and then I recorded my first project on my first mixtape project called In the Crowd in my homie Eddie's attic. He like mixed it and stuff. It was fire. It took forever to do, but it was fire because I didn't know what I was doing. But that's like the first like that was probably when I was like In the Crowd probably dropped when I was like 2019-ish. 19 probably.
Gotcha. That's what's up. That's what's up. Where did obviously like your name is Alec Barber, but what kind of made you decide on the name Abarb?
My homies kind of decided for me.
Okay.
I've been hearing it from left and right. Change it, fix it. And I'm like, I might go with Alec. I might go with Barb. I might stay with Abarb. I don't know what I want to do, but I'll figure that out by album time. Because whatever's on the album when it comes out is what I'm going.
That's like what you're going for.
Yeah, so it's like I've been kind of battling, but I get called, Barb, Alec, Barber, all kinds of different stuff. And like my homies just called me Abarb when I went to college. Like that's how it started. And I just kind of put that on my first release just because I couldn't come up with anything else. I can come up with dope nicknames for anyone except for myself. So it's man,
it's all good.
It's
all learning how just
they just kind of suck.
Finding your shit. That shit's super dope though. And I think that there's something about you're very connected with your friends. I can definitely tell. And I think that it's super dope that they were always supporting you from the jump. Like your homies were back saying like, yo, hey Barb, I know you got the bars, bro. So let's get it. Like hop on this track, bro. Let's get it. So I think that that's super important to have that though. Like to have that backing of like somebody's always gonna be in your corner, like regardless of like if you put something out and they don't think that it's that good, you always got some homies that are always gonna think that shit's fire, bro. So like I think that it's super important to always have like your core group of friends that are always gonna support you, and regardless of what you do, especially if like if you're struggling with things like anxiety, depression, all that stuff. It's like
real
something
life
that
stuff.
like that's something that like everybody goes through at one point in their life or another. It could be something very mild, but I think that it's super important to always have like people that you're connected with
for sure.
More ways than just like the music industry or just talking about like always the art shit. It's always good to have people that you can connect with through life and shit too.
Super very important stuff.
Super important. Tell me about what is like the next step for you as an artist. We kind of touched on getting ready to drop the album and all that. Is there anything that you want to touch on with that?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of my, like, coming out party, sort of. My last project was supposed to be that kind of coming out party, but I got it done and dropped it, and a lot of the songs I like listened to back, and I was like, dude, this is just not like I liked it, and I was really confident with it, but it's not what I wanted my album to sound like, because it was originally going to be an album, and I was like working. I was like, these are cool, I got them recorded, and then I was like, nah, maybe not, maybe we can do something better, improve on it, and really get back to what I started doing, which was rapping, and not kind of take the auto-tune down a little bit. I know that's popular, and like I use it too, because it really helps you sound better than you do, which is dope. But at the same time, I want like you said, like when you heard me, like I like think Logic, think like rap, and like that's what I want to do, and that's what I want to sound like. Absolutely. So yeah, I kind of strayed away from that on that project, but back to stuff that really got me a fan base, quote unquote, but got me people who like really will hit me up and be like, yo, when are you dropping more music? I'm waiting for it. Like, even if it's one of my homies that I met at college that I don't talk to anymore, or like some high school kid that like has found me via social media, it's dope. So it's I just got to get back to my roots.
Yeah, get back to my roots. Well, I think that like you raise an interesting point too of like, you do really care about your music, and you're very critical of yourself too. And I think that that's like something that's always hard as an artist, like in general, like even in the stuff that I'm doing, like, it's hard to like not be critical of like what I'm putting out there, because like I want it to all kind of follow in this aesthetic that like I'm trying to put out into the world. And I feel like music is like the same kind of shit, you want it to be like this long lasting thing, and like for people to go back to your tracks like 5 years from now and be like, yo, Abarb put out some fucking hot ass shit way back when, and like then when you keep dropping new shit, it's like they can still keep listening to the old shit too. I think that there's something that's very powerful in like the music industry specifically, that like, if you can put out something that people can re-listen to all the time, I think that's like just, it's a crazy thing that like that's something that's really hard to master. But I feel like I haven't even listened to your project in probably a minute, but like I remember when my brother was playing it for me in the car, I was like, bro, this shit's fucking banging, bro. So like it's crazy to hear like your artistic perspective from it though, because it's like that is your shit, and I feel like I'm the same way like when it comes to my shit too. It's like I never rewatch my stuff, but like when I do, it's like, fuck, why did I do this? Why did I do that?
Yeah, it's the only time. Yeah, I feel that to the core. The only time I was just talking to Rick about this today. Rick's like he's the dude that when I get all my stuff like done, he always in the studio with me, always helping me, because I call him. He used to be my manager, because he would email try and get me booking places, because I didn't have anybody and I didn't have money to pay for one. So. But now I refer to him as my my lyric consultant, my creative consultant. That's so like I'll be in the booth or in my room or in his basement or wherever we're writing stuff, and just like in the car, and like be like, Rick, you fuck with this, you like this line, what should I do here, change this, change that, and he's like, oh yeah, I rock with that, or no, usually he's pretty supportive. And if I ever get stuck, I look to Rick, I'm like, dude, like, what the hell rhymes with this word? Like, please help me, because I'm dead right now. Yeah. And so, and then another point you brought up is the, not looking back at your old stuff. I haven't, bro, what I was getting to is I haven't listened to my full album through yet.
Really?
Yeah. Rick, I was talking to Rick about it today. He goes, dude, I keep listening to this all the way through. And I was like, Rick, I haven't even done it one time. Yeah, it scares me. I don't know if I want to do it or not.
Bro, I feel like you got it. Like, you almost got to do it, too.
I will eventually. Yeah. I just haven't yet. But
that's always an interesting thing to think, too. Like, if I was, like, a music artist, I don't feel like I'd listen to my music. Even though, like, I think that it's fire. Like, obviously, I'd put it out. But, it's always kind of interesting to hear if, like, you guys would ever listen back to your music. Do you feel like you would put it, like, in your everyday playlist? Like, any of your songs or anything?
I don't know. I used to think it was corny to listen to my own stuff. But now the only thing I really listen to is, like, my, like, newest stuff. I'm trying to critique it, or, like, beats. Yeah. I was thinking about that in the car, like, that new Gucci Mane and Meek Mill song dropped. And Rick was like, bro, if you check this out, it's fire. And I said, dude, I haven't even didn't even know it was coming out. Like, I used to be so like in the music scene, like what people were dropping, underground dudes, and now all the underground dudes that I used to like Harlow, Felly, trying to think of a few other ones. John Bellion way back used to be underground, way back. Now they're all popping, so it's like, and I'm just so focused on what I'm doing that it's hard for me to step back sometimes.
Exactly.
But yeah, I listen to my own stuff to more critique it and figure out what I want it to sound like more than to like enjoy it, which is something I need to probably do more. Is listen to it as like a listener and not an artist.
Yeah. Well, and I think
and
that
just
like,
see what kind of vibes I have.
Yeah, and I think that like I'm kind of in the same boat as you too, bro. Like I used to be super connected into the music scene, like when I was like a senior in high school, especially. Like I was always like, my homies were always like, Nico, grab the aux, bro. I know you got that fire, bro. I was like, all right, Brett, like let's get this shit jumping. Yeah. But then like you know, I used to listen to like Travis Scott like way back before he was like
Al Faro stuff.
Fucking
way back.
Like before he was Travis Scott to what he is today. And like he was like my number one artist at the time. Like, you know, he's still kind of underground. Like he just dropped like Birds in the Trap when I was a senior in high school, and like that album definitely like it got him up on the rise and shit. And I remember the day that I graduated high school, I went to go see him in concert at Seven Flags.
Oh yeah.
So and then like
I bet that was
2
nuts.
years later, he's fucking selling out Madison Square Garden. Like it's just it's insane to kind of like see the progression through that dude, man. Like same thing with Khalid. Like Khalid was fucking like opening for that dude. Yeah. And now he's like totally on his different wave too. So like, but I think that like I haven't even listened to Travis Scott's like new album that he dropped last year, like all the way through. Like
Astroworld?
I
like that.
I thought it was a good album, but like I haven't listened to it like all the way through though. Like, and that was my fucking dog like way back when. It was like fuck, like I was always listening to his shit. I still listen to his old shit, but like his new stuff I just haven't like had the time to like sit down and listen to it.
It's weird because like I'm that way with Logic too. Like I haven't listened to Young Sinatra 4 all the way through.
No shit.
And like I used to listen to Logic. I would one night like when Logic dropped Under Pressure, Rick and I, my homie, we went in his room, like just got stupid messed up and turned on like, you know, on the computer screens where you can get like the lights and stuff where they play with the sounds. Yeah. We just shut all the lights off, got super messed up and just like listened to it like 4 times. And it was like, but now it's like I haven't listened to.
I don't know what it is, bro. Like
it's like that with all music though. I feel like people drop stuff and then a week later it's like, oh, this dude's popping. Like this dude's popping. It's
so weird, bro. Like I don't know. I feel like I'm like almost following the trends now. Like I'll hear a song on social media and I'll be like, oh, that shit's fire. Like I'm gonna download that shit. But I used to be like searching for my own shit and like I didn't want like my friends to all have my music and shit. Like I used to be like super like critical of like the shit that I was listening to, but now I'm just listening to like all the old shit now, and I'm just kind of content with it, you know. Like I still have like old playlists. Like I go through my Apple Music like all the time and I'm like, fuck, like I'm still listening to the shit that was made in like 2016.
Bro, yeah, I still got like The Life of Pablo on playing.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I got some, oh my god, yeah, I listen to some old stuff. Yeah. Man. Old, not really that old, but like old for today's times, you know, it's older than 2 months, it's old. Yeah. Nowadays it's crazy how fast.
Fucking weird, bro.
How fast the world is now, it's nuts.
I thought that, what was the song? Oh my god. Mo Bamba, that was an interesting kind of rise of that song because he dropped that shit like early 2018 and then it came and just kind of took the world by fucking storm.
When's the first time you heard Mo Bamba?
Bro, it was I want to say like May of last year.
The first time I heard Mo Bamba is when I went to the last Purge movie. It was in the soundtrack. Shit. And I immediately after the movie went to Spotify, Purge soundtrack, and I was like, "What song was that?" Because that thing was smacking.
Shit was banging,
and
bro.
I was playing it. I was in the car with my girl, and I was like, "This song is gas." Yeah. I said, "This song's gonna pop off," and then it like 2 months later, if that, it was just everywhere. It takes a little bit,
though. It takes a little bit. I don't know why it does that, though.
It's weird. It's just like the same thing with that Post Malone song. Yeah. It was I Fall Apart. Yeah. Because the video went viral with him doing it live and then just popped off. But that song's been fire since it came out. And it's like a year or two old.
It's super weird how music kind of does that, too. And like, the thing that pisses me off too is like I'll be like so ahead of the trend and then like people will be like, bro, like what are you listening to? Like what is this shit? And then like 3 months, maybe 4 months, 6 months will go by that shit'll be viral on Twitter, and then everybody's like, "Bro, this song's so fire." I was like, "Yeah, bro. I played it for you first, but it is what it is."
There's one song that me and my homies will always take to death that we put on.
What's good?
Is Black Beatles.
Black Beatles, dead ass.
Dude, we were bumping Smack and Race Remembered Black Beatles forever. Like probably 6 months. We were in the club at Carriage House. Shout out Carriage House, Davenport.
Shout out to him.
But we were in there screaming at the DJ, "Play Black Beatles!" All fucked up, Play Black. And then finally the Mannequin Challenge came out, and then they played it 4 times a night, and we were just like,
damn.
We were just like, dude, stop playing Black Beatles, because we were so over it after that.
That shit's so crazy to me too. Like, I kind of want to like go through like the old songs that like Black Beatles. I would say Mo Bamba, and then the one that fucking Sicko Mode. Those songs, like those ones are like ones that like you're almost sick of hearing now, because it's like I want to go through though and like see all those songs like on one playlist and be like, fuck, I want to like make that shit my own and like be like, oh shit, like I remember I used to listen to that song before it was hot, that song before it was hot, but like once it kind of goes to social media though, it's kind of like
it's quick,
it's a good song, but it's like it's so overplayed at that point, and then it's like, fuck, dude, like,
and then once it hits the radio, it's over.
It's that.
Not that I listen to the radio, but if I ever turn on, like the other day, I just get in my car, and before my Bluetooth comes on, the radio's always playing. Yeah. And I just get in my car and hear "Bad Guy" by Billie Eilish. I was like, dude, Billie Eilish hit the radio. Like, this is bad news. I was like, this is bad news because I love Billie Eilish.
Dude. Yeah, I remember one song in particular that I was listening to beforehand was Chill Bill. You remember that song?
Chill Bill.
Bro, I was listening to that shit probably like 6 months before it like popped off. Then I come back. I heard it in California, so I went on vacation there, and I was like, oh shit, like this shit's fire, bro.
Way ahead of the way.
Yeah, so then like I brought it back to Des Moines, played it for my homies. They're like, bro, this shit's whack. Then like 4 or 5 months later, shit's on the radio. All my homies are bumping that shit. I was like, alright, bro.
Told you so.
I'm sick of listening to it now, but it's whatever.
I'm over it now,
bro. And then this man Parker, bro, the other day, I got in his car, so I showed him this song. It's called 3 Nights by Dominic Fike, right? He's this like new up and coming artist working with like Brockhampton and the boys from Brockhampton and shit. So I showed him this song like probably like 4 months ago. Like, it's been a minute. And he was like, I got into his car and we were going to the show, and he was like, bro, check out this song that I just found.
No way.
I was like, Alright, Park. Alright, bro. I was geeking over this shit like 4 months ago. I was like, I sent it to him. I was like, yo, bro, you gotta check this shit out. I was like, I want to shoot like a music video like this for Jerad and shit. Yeah. I was trying to get on some shit, and then he was like, alright, and then like it just kind of went under the radar. And then he was playing in the car. He was like, bro, check out this song.
That's crazy.
And then he was like fucking with me though, because he's like, I knew you sent this to me like way back when.
Yeah.
What's good, Brett? What's good, brother? But yeah, bro, getting back to the regularly scheduled programming, we'll get some shit going.
I've never seen Parker this happy in his entire life.
Bro, shout out to Park, man.
Sorry to interrupt. Brett Schweers is in the building.
You dig? Brett Schweers is up here. He's in the building. Shout out to Brett Schweers. But this is the time of the podcast where I bring in the Instagram questions. Ask a bunch of people to send in some questions and shit. So this is where you can get a chance for a feature on the podcast and all that shit. So we'll get these bitches rolling.
I wish I could see who asked these.
Bro, I'm going to tell you who asked them. That's how it goes down. That's how it goes down. That's how it goes down. All right, so we got Song Don Julian, a.k.a. formerly known as Coms, asks, be honest, would you fuck at Song Don Julian? Whoa.
Be honest?
Be honest. He's been rocking those crop tops, bro.
I've been literally about to say something about the crop tops, man. I would.
He's a bad bitch.
I would. Mm-hmm. In return for some style tips.
Ooh.
Because that boy's got style.
You hear this? You hear this, Julian?
I've rocked with Coms for a while. I actually heard a beat the other day. I was like, damn, Coms and I got to get on this for a little bit.
Bro, it's so weird, too, like, hearing Coms, like, not going by Coms anymore. Because that's what I know him by, you know? So it's, like, always hard to, like,
I
switch up the name and shit.
I met him, I was with Sayo one night. It was, like, Black Friday, like, high school, probably. I met him when he was probably, like, 14.
Dead ass.
Like,
so it's been a minute.
Because I met him, and I got to introduce him as Marcos. You know, if Sayo was like, yo, this dude. Sayo was like,
Marcos, bro.
Sayo was like, yo, this is my cousin. He raps, too. And I was like, sweet, man, like, what's up? Damn. Like, you know, so I've known him for a while, so I knew him as Marcos before even Coms, but yeah, it was like a brief introduction, and then I think we reintroduced like a couple years later, and he was like dropping tracks and putting out like getting ready to put out his what was his first project he dropped? It wasn't Abroad. It was
damn, I'm drawing a blank right now. But he's got some fire shit, bro.
He's good, man. He's a real
super dope, bro.
Real spitter. He can rap. He raps his ass off.
Bro, he's killing it. He's killing it right now. And I know he took like a little artist break too. Had him on the podcast and shit, bro. Like he was talking about it on the podcast too, man. Like he was like, you know, I don't want to like always be known as like a rapper. Like I want to be able to dive into different shit. Yeah. You know. So I thought it was super dope. Support that man all the time. You know.
That's
like,
fire.
Super dope guy. We got Blake at Last Billups asking Barb at Madison Square Garden? Question mark.
Barb at Madison Square Garden.
Damn, when's it gonna happen, bro?
I mean,
I'm calling 2020, bro.
2020.
It's gonna happen.
I said
after this album drops, bro,
I said something in a song about blowing up in 2020.
Yeah.
I said something about. I related it to eyesight somehow. I don't remember what it was.
2020
it
vision?
Was something like that.
Let's get it.
And I was like something about blowing up in 2020. But yeah, bro, Blake Atlas, that's my homie. He played golf at Ambrose too.
Oh, dead ass.
That's the homie, Blake Billups.
Shout out to the Quad Cities. And
bro, he's
Ambrose,
dope,
bro.
But yeah, I mean, MSG, I gotta play it like Woolies first,
bro.
But
got to
book me.
Shout out to him. That's what's up.
That'd be tight.
That's dope.
I love doing live shows, man. I just don't.
How many have you done, bro?
I can't count them. Solo shows, like one or two.
Yeah.
Three. Probably like four.
Yeah.
But like I've been with my homie Kovu.
Okay.
He was from Chicago area, and I met him in the Quad Cities, and I've done a couple shows. Like he had an opening set for Harlow.
No shit.
Last November, I believe, and I came out and played a few songs with him, and it was packed, man. Harlow brought out like 300 people on Sunday in Chicago.
That's dope.
It was cool. Yeah, it was cool. I met Harlow and stuff. He's dope, man.
That's dope, man.
I was like trying not to fanboy because I was like, he's like, because he's only like 19, 18. He's just a kid like everybody else, but he's like I've been rocking with him since he was like 14. You know, I used to, my homie that I went to school with at Ambrose actually introduced me to him because he did a track with Harlow when he was when Harlow was like 14. Yeah, you know, I brought that up to Harlow when I met him. I'm like, dude, I gotta tell you something. He's like, that's dope as fuck. I was like, that's the coolest thing. Like,
that shit's super dope.
Bro. Yeah, I was like, what's the coolest thing I can say to Jack Harlow right now?
Bro, I think that, like, you know, when you meet somebody like that, though, bro, it's like, just act like a homie.
He was cool, though. He came up and introduced himself to us. We were just staying, you know, he probably didn't know I performed because my name wasn't on the bill or anything. Shit. But I was staying in, like, backstage, just chilling, like, doing exactly what I wanted. I was to meet the dude before he went on stage. So I was trying to say what's up. You know, it was my, like, one of my, like, musical, like, inspirations. Not only that, but, like, he's, like, I've heard he's a really cool dude and stuff. He puts on for, you know, his city and, like, the youth and stuff. So it's, like, I wanted to say what's up, and he came up, you know, he's like, what's up, I'm Jack. I was like, hey. Bro. Like, hey, Jack, I listen to your shit literally all the time.
Bro, it's so weird how that shit happens, though.
It's
like,
crazy.
You know, like, we all just kind of fangirl and boy off that shit, but, like, you know, when you really, like, sit back and, like, think about it, it's like, this is just a kid from, like, the fucking burbs, bro. Just fucking chilling, like, just had the same dream as me, just started making some fucking music and just popped off, you know?
Yeah,
it's just, like, it's weird how, like, you know, this, like, quote-unquote clout, like, kind of gives people, like, this persona of, like, being a bigger person than, like, we all are, but, like, we're all just humans at the end of the day, so, you know,
facts.
It is what it is. But we got my man Jerad Fischer featured in the building today.
Shout out
we got Jerad saying, he's got a couple different questions, actually,
let's
you,
go.
So, because I know you ran off some questions for him on the
I ran off a couple,
You got a couple going, so, but we got Jerad asking, how many tracks are on the new project?
12. I glad you asked because I was thinking about that today in the shower before we were doing this interview. I was like, dude, like, I have probably like 25 like songs that were written for the album, not for the album. Obviously, it wasn't going to be 25 songs, but I had like 25 songs to pick and choose from, and like some of them didn't make it to the studio. Like one song I thought was going to be a slapper. You know, I had a verse, a fire hook, and I was gonna pay somebody good money to get on a feature, like try and get some like high level stuff. And I was recording it, and this is probably like hour 6 of the studio session, so we were tired. We were like, oh my god, like let's just get through these songs. Come on, we gotta get this finished. And I did the verse, did the hook, and I was sitting there, getting ready to do ad-libs, and they were playing it. I was just listening back, and Steve, dude, engineers my stuff. Shout out to Steve. Wasn't bobbing his head, wasn't rocking. Kovu was there. He was kind of, chilling on his phone. Rick was there, like, on his laptop, and I was like, yo, you guys rock with this song? And they're like, yeah, bro, we fuck with it. And I was like, all right, play it back one time, because I just wanted to see their reaction. Because I was like, play it back one more time. I just want to hear it. I just want to see what they did. And they didn't. They were just kind of chilling. I was like, all right, scrap it. Let's move on. And so it's like,
that's crazy.
Yeah. So it's like that song I thought was gonna be dope. Like I was like excited to do that. It was gonna be one of the singles. And it's called Maintain is what it was called.
Okay.
And beat was dirty. Like everything was great. And then I got it out there, and it just wasn't there. So it was like I had like 5 or 6 other songs that didn't even make it to the studio.
Damn, that's
crazy. I wrote them, and I was like, I was going through them before we were on the way up to the studio, and Rick was like, how many are you trying to put on here? I said, dude, like, I'm not trying to put 18 songs on here, and then I narrowed it down to 12.
Yeah,
so
that's what's up.
And one of them I wrote on the way up to the studio.
No shit.
And the one with Kovu that I sent to Jerad. And
Matthew. That shit was fire as
dope.
fuck. I was wondering who was featured on that shit.
Yeah,
it's
Kovu.
That shit was heat, too.
There's only 2 features on it, too. It's Kovu and then Brad Varsity, another dude from Chicago that I met up there. Yeah,
that's super dope, bro.
It's fire. I need to do some more DMI features though.
I
need to get connected with these dudes because there's some fire people here.
We'll get some shit going, man. We'll get some shit going.
I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, I need to get some. I said a line about a rapper or two on there from DMI.
Shout out
not gonna tell them right now. Not gonna say them right now.
They
gotta listen to hear it.
You're gonna have to listen to it.
But yeah, 12 songs.
That's
it's 2 singles, 12 songs.
That's dope. I'm excited for you, bro.
Yeah, it should be fun,
man. We got Jerad Fischer also asking, how long you been trapping?
How long I've been trapping, dude?
Damn, bro.
I've honestly.
Jared's just gonna put all the business out here.
I don't think I've ever trapped before. When I lived at Ambrose my senior year, one of my roommates did.
Yeah,
he sold a ton.
No shit.
I'm not gonna say who.
Hey,
say names, say what he did.
We ain't going to incriminate nobody out here.
Yeah, bro. He was in it. He was in it deep. I saw some serious weight.
No shit. Hey, bro, it's all good.
I just saw it. I just looked at it. I was like, that's dope. I'm just going to go in my room and start rapping.
Do shit.
Yeah, do what you do. Get your money.
On God, bro.
Get your money, King. Just don't get our house raided.
On God, bro.
I just don't want my shit ran through.
That shit's fucked up.
Yeah, I'm one of my homies. I have a couple of my homies in college.
No shit,
it's tough. They're like middle of the night shit. Like serious like black ops
operations. I think it's been happening a lot here in Des Moines too. I've heard a couple of
I heard about
people
that
I went to high school with. Like they got some shit happening to them and everything. And I think it just happened like down the street from Lincoln too, like the other day.
Yeah, there was some big ass drug bust the other day.
Bro,
some heroin. It was like a heroin, coke, and weed, a bunch of crazy
some
shit.
Fucked up
like
shit.
Some serious
dude.
poundage too, like 3 or 4 pounds of
that shit's super fucked up, man. Man.
Which, yeah, I mean, it's
not even worth it at this point, man. Like,
yeah,
it's
I've had
just
some
like
family members fall under the spell of hard drugs, and I'm just like. Listen, man, like, I'll smoke every once in a while, like, when I'm working on music, when I'm, feeling a certain way. I don't really like to drink very much. My friends like to go out and drink, but I'll drink special occasions.
Exactly.
But I'm not a big drinker, man.
Yeah. See, and I kind of like to drink, too, and I'm like...
I used to in college, bro, but, like, now I'm 24. It's like, I'm old, dude. It's, like, sucks. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Get old, you work all week, and you just want to, when you get off work, you're just like,
God,
I want to
just bro.
hang. Like, I don't want to do, like, I work with people all day.
Yeah.
So I, like, work with, I work with really intelligent people. I work with people who aren't very intelligent. I work with people who can't speak English. I work with a bunch of different types of variables, you know, and people are easy to work with, people are tough to work with, just people in general, it's like that in any job, but you get home and you're just like, leave me alone for a little bit. Let me like lock myself in my room with my headphones on and just don't speak to me for a few hours.
Exactly, man.
And whether I'm sitting there with no sound playing and just staring at the computer screen, just kind chilling or laying in bed or doing whatever, so that's why I don't really like to go out and drink, like stuff like that. Because I just channel my energy into like music.
Different shit, bro. Different shit.
Yeah, I like video games too.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. Do you be playing video games with my brother at all?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Is he on PS4?
Yeah.
I'm on Xbox, but I mean, I can still play like Fortnite, cross-compatible stuff like that.
Dude. Fuck yeah.
I'm a big 2K dude.
Yeah.
Me and my
I wasn't
friends.
too sure if you guys were like just connected through work or like I mean, what it was exactly.
Yeah, I worked with him for, it was only a year, I think, because I was at I used to work at the golf courses. I was there since I was like, shout out Blank, shout out Grandview, shout out Waveland.
You dig.
I was there since I was like 14, super illegal, under the table type payments.
Hey, it's all good, it's all good.
Not really that
It's a lot of family-owned shit, though. So
yeah, like, right now I work in family-owned business, too, so it's like, I mean, it's just the South Side, man.
Yeah,
that's
bro,
how it works.
Comes to be, bro.
It's not corporations out here.
It's all about who you know,
it's
too,
family
bro.
Stuff,
like,
politics, you know.
It's all that is, bro.
It's just how it is, man.
Yeah, bro. It is what it is. We also got, I think he may have, like, actually, like, what was it? What would I call it? Auto-corrected. It's from trapping to rapping. Because then he asked, like, how long have you been rapping?
Why is that auto-corrected?
Yeah. No, yeah, but Jerad, what you been on, bro? Like, what's good? Like, why you using the word trapping?
Crazy.
Yeah, but he also asked how long you been rapping.
We talked about it a little bit earlier, but since I was, like, seriously rapping, probably since I was, like, 20. Probably, I would say, not even... People forget, like, not even my first mixtape was I seriously rapping. Because I was rapping, but, like, I, like, didn't know what I was doing. Yeah. I was just rapping. I wasn't making music. I was just straight rapping.
Did you drop one of those, like, Twitter, like, what would I call it? Like, freestyles? Did you do one of those?
I did a few of them. They kind of popped off.
Yeah, because I think that I saw one. I wasn't too sure if that was you.
I got a lot of followers on Twitter from that stuff. And, like,
I think that was you then, because I think I saw it my... Didn't you say some shit like about Ankeny or some shit?
No.
Was that you?
No, I didn't say. I didn't really. I don't like.
It wasn't like some diss shit.
No, I don't like to diss people, dude. Because then, like, what if they diss me? That's what I think about too. I'm not trying to get in a rap beef.
They just come back.
Because like when you go for the first swings of a diss, you know, people hear what you have to say. Yeah. And then, like, they'll just come back and top your shit. They could not be as good of a rapper as you, but they'll just come back and top your shit because they know what you said already, and, like, they'll just come back with 2 times harder. But no, I dropped, like, I think I dropped, like, 3 of them, and, like, 2 of them were dope. One of them was kind of cringy, but it's still, I mean,
that shit was dope.
It got some good exposure and some good, you know, trying to think of the word, good,
feedback.
Feedback. There you go.
Yeah.
Good feedback.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
And so it was dope. I got some good followers from that. And some people who still to this day follow me on Instagram, share my stuff. Like people I've never met before. So that's like
dope.
That's cool shit. Like that's real like real people shit. Not on some Instagram pay for followers type stuff.
Exactly,
but,
bro.
like OG Twitter days. Like
exactly,
way back.
bro.
Like Twitter's kind of dying, but
bro, I think that there's something important about like having those genuine connections with like people that fuck with your art and your like creative outlets and shit though. Like because I have people like that DM me just like out of the blue, like bro, like I fuck with what you're doing. Like I have old homies from high school that just tell me like, yo, like keep going with what you're doing right now. And it's like I even have moments of like where I'm sitting alone and I'm like, fuck dude, I don't want to do this shit anymore. But then it's like I have people just backing up what I'm doing, and it's like, fuck, I might as well just keep going, you know? It kind of, like, it gives me that backing that, like, you know, I'm really, like, putting out this message into the universe, and, like, people are actually taking away something from it, you know? So that kind of, like, pushes me to kind of keep doing what I'm doing, you know? I think that's the same thing for music, too, you know? Yeah,
I go through that a lot when it comes to, like, finishing projects.
Yeah.
I have a problem, not a problem, but I have this, like, thing in my brain that I'll sit down and the way I write is very different to the way other people write or don't write, you know, just record their stuff. Because, like, I don't have a studio in my house. I have a mic, but it's, you know, crappy. It's just, like, a little trash mic that I record stuff into to kind of experiment. But, like, when I'm writing and stuff, it's, like, I'll sit down and write a verse and then a little phrase for a hook. And then I'll get really bored and I'll go pick another beat. And I'm like, oh, that's fire. I'm going to write some more of this. And I get, like... Then I have like 12 to 15 half songs done, and I'm like, shit, you know, it's like now I have to go back and find the same. I have to find the same vibe that I was in. I have to write about the same stuff, and that's what I've gotten better at. I used to do that and come back, and my second verse wouldn't have anything to do with my first verse, and I would just kind of. It didn't really make sense, but it was just me writing music and not really understanding the like concept of it, and just kind of rapping. It wasn't like making music; it was just rap. That's why. I don't really say, like, people forget I dropped a second mixtape called The Graduation because it was, like, it was very weird kind of music. And that's when I really...
It's just a different vibe from you? Is that kind of what
and it was kind of... Yeah, it was kind of a different vibe. It was more of, like, the auto-tune pop stuff, trying to, like...
Dabble into a different industry.
Change it up a little bit, see what I could really sound like. yeah, it didn't resonate very well with anybody, and it just wasn't as good as my first one, which was kind of weird for me because I recorded it all in the studio, and I was like, you know, if I recorded it all in the studio, it's going to sound dope.
Yeah.
But my problem was I just didn't know what I wanted to sound like.
Yeah.
And the engineers kind of made the choices. So I kind of sounded not what I wanted to sound like. Going back and listen to it now, I can't. I just...
Damn.
But like then the next project I dropped was closer, and then this next project coming up is just gonna be.
That's it.
It's dope, man. Like it's like this is the first project that I've sat down. And I'm like every song that like I listen to, I've been like I want to listen to that song again.
Yeah,
that song's dope. This song's dope. Like this song sounds cool because of this. Like it's cool to finally have something that you know as a creative like to finally like. I'm sure it's the same thing with photography. Like once you get like that picture, that angle, that lighting, you're like, that's fire.
Yeah, so exactly, bro. Like I think that you know, there's something about the creative process that like you know, I feel like I'm in the same boat as you, kind of piggybacking off of like you know, trying to figure out like different lanes or like trying a little bit of everything, you know, and like not always like finishing it. But you know, I think that like this past like year or so, like I've definitely tried to like you know. Execute like the podcast every single week, you know, just being consistent and you know like just finding like the lanes that I really like want to be in and then just kind of like put my all towards them. I think that like you know photography, videos, same shit, like that's like what I'm content with and like I'm satisfied with right now, and you know that's kind of like what I would love to do for the rest of my life, you know. And I think that like music, you know, finding your own voice, your own like style, your own lane, super important. Same thing with like videos, photography, all that stuff, you know, just finding like your specific like look or your specific sound is super important.
Yeah, if you can find yourself early, it's very big. I know a lot of young dudes who are coming up that you can tell they either have somebody who found it for them or they just have that swag and style. Like Jack Harlow is a great example of a dude that I see and I'm just like, that dude knows who he is. And it's like, that was tough for me when I was first starting because I didn't know what I wanted to be or who I wanted to sound like, or you know, and then I kind of decided that I'm just gonna do it and people can perceive it how they want because I know I listen to like certain music artists, I'm like, oh, that dude raps, that dude's auto-tune, that dude sings, that dude's R&B, but then when I listen to myself I'm just like, I don't really categorize it because I don't know what category I fall into.
Yeah, I think that's
kind of hard to categorize your own art.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly. And I think that like I'm kind of like stuck on like the whole like I don't want to be part of like any label or anything. Like I just like to be a creative, bro. Like I want to be able to try everything, you know. Like I don't want to be called just a photographer. I don't want to be called the fucking podcast guy. Like you guys can call me that shit. Like because that's what people are always about is like figuring out a label. Like they always want like the specifics of shit. But you know, I would rather just put my shit out. And then just go on about my day. Just go on and do my shit. Last question from Jared and last question on the Instagram stuff. Jared asked what your writing process is.
Wow. I think I asked him the same question.
I think you did.
That's funny. Well, yeah, we kind of just talked about it, but I mean, I don't know. I just sit down.
Do you feel like there's like a specific thing that you try to do for each song? Like you just kind of go off and tuck yourself away? And
I mean, like the other day, I was in my room and I was like, you know, writing kind of like a harder song a little bit, like just bars, not really trying to get a feel good vibe or anything. And I sat down on my laptop and found a beat that, you know, I'd been looking at and working on, and I just kind of shut all my lights off and just kind of put my headphones on and start writing. I always go beat first, so I think the beat's a really important part that a lot of people don't really.
I think that's what Jared said he did
tap into. I always try and find a beat first and then write to the beat, because I know a lot of people write without a beat, but I don't have like a dude who I can just send like a voice memo to or something and be like, hey bro, produce me some fire shit over this, because like I try and rock with producers, but there's very few that have sent me beats that I'm just like, that I can rap on. Like K8's dope. He's the one. He's the only one that's really been.
He kind of like understands
back and forth with me on it, you know. Because I'll be like, I need beats, and then producer will send me a pack, and I'll reply back and say, you know, you want to change this, want to do this, and they're just kind of like, my beats are fire. Like, why do you want me to change it? And I'm just like, all right. Like, sweet, I'll find them on SoundCloud or wherever I have to. Find them on YouTube if I have to. Type Beat Warrior, like,
bro, you got
whatever.
You gotta just try it, man.
Yeah, and then once you find like, people always, you know, bash on the type beat stuff on YouTube, but once you find a producer that you rock with, it's not really that certain. You're not typing in like like Melly type beat. You're typing in like 98 is a dude that I rock with I like converse with via like Instagram, Twitter, like stuff, and bought hell beats from him. Yeah, and like he's dope. Like I subscribe to like a bunch of producers that I rock with because I just when they drop beats I want to know. Because if I can get a beat with 15 views on it and buy that shit, then
it's like fuck. It's
like it didn't even happen.
Yeah,
it's like it didn't even. No one else will even know it's there.
Exactly. So. I think that's super important too, because like you don't want to have like a beat that's like very overplayed. Yeah, like everybody knows like, oh, you got this from that artist. Like you want it to be your own. You want it to be your own shit.
I remember I was walking out one time with a show. I did with COVID. It was in Champaign, Illinois. It was he and I opened up. Well, he opened up and he brought me on for a few songs. Brought a couple other guys on for a few songs. Yeah, opened up for the dudes that did Jordan Belfort.
No shit. It was that's crazy.
And we played, and then we had there was another dude that followed, and then the Jordan Belfort dudes came on. Yeah, and the dude right after, there was a beat on one of his songs that Kovu had just performed. Yeah, and so we all stopped. We were like, dog, wow, like what is that?
That's crazy.
It was crazy.
Bro.
It was
that's
funny.
That's
that's something I never want to run into. And occasionally you do. Occasionally you'll get like dudes who are really like deep in the beat archives of YouTube and stuff that
shit's so corny.
That you'll hear one the other day I was scrolling through Twitter and I saw some dude that I follow post a video of his new song that's coming out, and I heard it and I was like, damn, like I've heard that beat before, like, and I was like, it's like kind of weird, but it's also like kind of like I'm like respect, because I know you were grinding to find that beat, because it took me forever.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And like I don't know, man, one beat that the song I have called The Jump is like was like super popular. This is what I heard from people in Norwalk, like Norwalk High School.
Shout out to Norwalk.
Shout out to Norwalk High School boys. Shout out Noah Lafredo on
Let's
the
get it.
But I found that beat on another dude's song that had like 2 plays on SoundCloud, because I just randomly got it. And then I probably took me 6 months to find the beat on YouTube, and it had like 15 plays, and I recorded over it, and it was just a slap.
Damn, go crazy, bro. That's super dope, though. I think that like there's something about the music industry, like people are so like cutthroat when it comes to beats all the time. Like it's so weird, because like I remember I'm a huge Drake fan, as you probably know, but like basically like I remember when he dropped, I think it was 2 albums ago, so it would have been More Life. I think that like somebody went in and like dissected his beats and shit, and they said that it was like 4 or 5 of the songs were like old like 90s R&B songs, but it was like taken like and, like put some reverb or whatever over it, and like just kind of like, but it's like he made it into his own though. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't know, people are just so weird about that shit some of the time too. It's so weird. But shout out to the music industry. Guys rocking and rolling it. Getting back to the regular scheduled programming though for you, Abarb. Tell me, what is your greatest accomplishment you've done so far? This could be in life, could be in music. What do you feel like that is for you?
First question. Yeah. Can I go to the bathroom?
Absolutely. Do your dance.
Sweet.
Do the shit.
All right. I'll be right back.
Parker.
I'm about to piss.
Come over here.
First question. Hold on, I'm showing Brett you so quick.
God damn it. Shit. But we are doing a little intermission today, ladies and gentlemen. We got Abarb going to the bathroom. Shout out to Life Water, as usual. Doing the dance, doing the ting. I always got to take a piss during the podcast, too, bro. Yeah, I'm just trying to keep it rolling, bro.
Yeah, let's jump in.
You dig? What's good, bro? We got Parker Cyber coming through in the cut.
Hey,
thanks for getting the studio space for us today.
Yeah, we're gonna be. This is gonna look totally different. Promise. Shout out Culture Con.
Yup.
Shout out Lavish.
Yup.
Shout out Human.
Yup.
Shout out Neek.
Yup. You dig?
I don't think I've ever seen anybody take a bathroom break.
Bro, you got to do it sometimes though. I've had so many podcasts, bro, where I've like wanted to take a bathroom break so bad. Cause bro, I be running through this Life Water, bro. You see this? I'm like all the way almost done. If you're watching this fucking visually, bro, I'm like way down to the nubs, bro. Dang, bro. Fiji was for me and Parker's first podcast.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Fiji. Bro, we got some Voss back here. Shout out to Parker, bro, for getting us a little studio spot, man.
Dude, we're gonna after this podcast is done, I'm changing. Like, I'm setting up the decorations and everything.
Bro, Parker's getting ready to go crazy. He's gonna start his little own podcast. You guys will hear about that soon. I'm not gonna give too much stuff away because it's Parker's project, but got some good stuff in the works, bro. You good?
Gotta bring the studio lights down.
Shit's gonna be live, bro. Shit's gonna be good. Shout out to Brett rocking the Big Acai. We fucking t-shirt right now. Shout out to Big Acai. You guys are super fire, super fucking good acai type shit. You dig? That shit's super fire, bro. I just went with fucking Jerad the other day. Yeah. I'm gonna need that discount code though. For real. Shit, bro. I'm sorry. We got ABARB strolling back in today too. We got him strolling back.
That was tough, dude. I've never in my life had to go to the bathroom that bad.
Bro, it happens, bro. I was just telling him like, shit, bro. We be running through this life water, dog. Yeah. Like, dude, it just kind of...
I've been drinking a lot more water now, too. Trying to get my health up.
Stay hydrated, bro. You gotta stay hydrated.
And, yeah, man, I've just been going. It just flushes you out, bro. Yeah, you feel a lot better. Honestly, I used to drink a ton of pop all the time. And, like, I only drink, like, a can a day now, maybe. Shit. And it's, like, it's crazy.
Bro, I took a hiatus from pop when I was in high school. Really? I stopped when I was a freshman, like, cold turkey. Just stopped. Didn't drink it until I was after high school, actually. So I took 4 years off of pop, but
that's nuts.
I only drink like Sprite and shit now, and that's kind of like just like fizzy water to a certain extent with some lemon and lime. You know, it's cool. It's still pop though. Like people want to get technical, but it is what it is.
That's my drink though. Vodka Sprite's my stuff when I go
banging, bro, banging. Yeah, and I'm not gonna like go to the bars and like just drink fucking liquor, bro. Like, are you tweaking? Nope. Not doing some fucking vodka on the rocks, dude. Like, you're fucking tweaking. Gotta be able to drive home, bro. Don't drink and drive, though. But,
I wrote a line about
switch to water. Switch to water, bro. Switch to water.
Take
an hour off, bro.
Make the switch.
Bro, you gotta switch it up. You gotta switch it up. But, hey, Barb, getting back into the podcast stuff for you, brother. Tell me, what is your greatest accomplishment that you've done so far? Could be in life. Could be in
alive,
music.
Dude.
Bro, fuck yeah, dude.
Greatest accomplishment. Hell yeah. Staying alive, battling.
Hell yeah.
Other than, probably my life. Like, I had some serious, like, depression, anxiety stuff go on for, like, probably about a year, for a while there, and it was tough. It was very dark. I didn't create. I didn't do shit. I didn't do anything. I just was sad all the time, but I'm feeling better now. Medication got me right and everything. So I've been improving that. So on the top of that, stay alive no matter what you do.
Dude.
And no matter what you're going through, stay alive. And I would say that for life, but musically, this album's probably the biggest accomplishment I've made. Awesome, brother. Because the tape's cool. The tapes are cool. Like mixtape stuff cool. Like remixing Logic beats, going over like classics and stuff like that's cool. But, like, getting something that's all, like, your own and, like, really, like, owning it is kind of dope.
That's super dope, bro. I'm super excited for this project, too.
I'll have to play some stuff.
Bro, fuck yeah, dude. We're gonna play some shit off the podcast. Sorry, guys, but, yeah, it's gonna get live up in this bitch. But, bro, yeah, I think that, relating it back to, like, the tough shit that we all deal with in life, man. Like, that shit, I always kind of try to talk to myself, like, and just tell myself, like, it could always be worse. Like, yesterday was, like, a really shitty day for me, right?
I saw that.
So, like, Mondays are always, like, a little hectic. It's a little hectic, but, I think that, like, I'm trying to promote the podcast. I, like, try to mow the lawn for my moms and shit. Just make shit happen for her. And then, like, I have to go to work later, and then I also have to have, like, a social life. All in between that shit, crazy. So it's like, it's trying to balance all that shit on Mondays is really tough for me. And like yesterday, car broke down, got some transmission bullshit going on, right? So I'm like, fuck, that shit's fucking terrible. It's gonna cost me a fuck ton of money. Then went to go mow the lawn. Fucking lawnmower just seizes up out of nowhere. Can't even fucking mow the lawn. So it's
that's
like
crazy.
Fuck. So then I gotta go over to my grandparents' house, grab their lawnmower, bring that shit over to my house 20 minutes away. Then I gotta drive back and forth again. So it's like, but then I like, once it was all said and done, I was like, it could always be worse.
It could be worse.
Like I could like not be able to get up today, and I could be dead.
It's crazy.
Shit like. Putting it into a positive perspective is like something that I always try to do. And one of my homies hit me up yesterday. He was like, bro, like I needed this today. Like, I needed this shit. Like, it was just me sharing my shitty day, but, like, putting it into perspective and putting it into some positive type of mindset. Like, you know, I had, like, a couple people hit me up just saying, like, bro, I appreciate you, like, not only just tweeting about this, but it's, like, it's every day with you. Like, you're always trying to put some positive energy out into the world, and, like, you know, like, that makes it so that, like, you know, I'm doing my purpose and I'm showing like what I am doing to the world is, like, it's super important to do that, you know, because like I think that, like, it's super dope to share all the highlights and shit of your day. I always do that on social media. I think that, like, but I also, like, realize that social media is mainly a highlight reel. Yeah. But if I can take something different to the world and, like, tell them, like, yo, I had this shitty ass day, right? Yeah. But I'm gonna give y'all something to take away from this too. And then like if somebody else had a shitty day, it's like, fuck, dude, like, I can relate to this so much, bro. And then they just tell me, like, hey, bro, appreciate you sharing your story and shit, you know, like, that's super important, you know, to just be connected with all the human beings on the world, because we all do go through some fucked up shit, and it's not always positive.
It happens to everybody, man. Exactly. That's what you gotta, sometimes you gotta be your own best friend, and, you know, talk to yourself like you talk to your best friend, be like, hey, bro, you got this, like, you're fine. But yeah, man, social media is it's a trap for a lot of people.
You can get stuck down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, I've kind of stopped my social media use as much as I used to. I used to be on Twitter 24/7, you know, tweeting BS, all my feelings, everything that went on in my life, you know, talking shit to whoever. I didn't care. I just tweeted. And, you know, I would be on Instagram. I didn't really use Instagram that much until it got popping, and I kind of have to use it for, like, an artist perspective. I don't really use it as a personal thing anymore, which is kind of weird. Because, you know, I talked to Parker about that a while back, you know, and a couple other people, like, you got to figure out what kind of...
your presence.
What kind of page you're going to have. And, like, but, yeah, it's tough for kids now, like, little, like, kids, like, I know younger kids, like, you know, 14, 15-year-old kids struggle because they go on there and they see... you know, this person on a beach, this person doing that, this person doing this, and I'm at home, like, reading a book, studying for school, and it fucking is, like, depressing. You know, it kills them. They're like, because they don't understand that that's not how the world works. You know, they don't understand that you go to school, you go to high school, you go to middle school, you go to college. If you're lucky enough, you know, to go to college, like some people aren't, and that's whatever. It's your choice. You gotta do what you want to do, but. Yeah, it's not all, you know, beaches and parties and clubs and, you know, Europe trips and stuff like that. It's like...
you gotta learn to, like, share the little things, too. Yeah. I feel like if you're gonna be on social media, like, you know, you can't take that shit too seriously. Like, if y'all, like, follow me on Twitter, you'll know, like, I'm always tweeting, like, some dumbass shit. Like, I'm tweeting, like, some fucking song lyrics half the time, or it's, like, some positive shit. Sometimes it'll be a little negative, but, like, I'll relate it to some positive shit, though. You know, like, I don't ever take social media that seriously anymore. Like, I feel like when it first kind of, like, came about, I was, like, taking it way too serious. Like, I was, like... always scrolling through my feed and, like, seeing, like, homies, like, out in the world, like, doing their dance and, like, you know, seeing some dope ass shit, and I'm like, fuck, wish I was doing that. But you know, then it's like, I'm satisfied with, like, you know, reading a book at my house right now. Like, I'm excited just to, like, I really love, like, having my own time and my own free time, and just kind of, like, stepping back from the world and, like, not conversating with people for a fucking change in my life, you know, because like, I try to reach out to everybody, though, that, like, hits me up, but then there's, like, days where I'm just like, I don't want to really talk to anybody, you know?
Yeah, it's like, there's very select few people that get my daily, you know, conversations. Yeah. Like, my homies, like, my girl, my family.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Get my everyday conversations. Yeah. There's some, and, like, you know, people that I'm trying to work with and stuff that I'm, like, interested in working with, but if there's, like, dudes that... some, you know, random people message me on, you know, whatever, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, whatever it is, and sometimes I'm just like, I just don't have the energy today. Like, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Like, no, nothing against anybody, but it's just like, I'm just doing my own stuff today.
And I think that, like, some people just don't have, like, they don't have boundaries either, which kind of pisses me off to a certain extent, because I'm like, I don't really be getting pissed off very much, but I'm like, bro, like, you gotta realize that, like, I'm a busy fucking guy, man, like, you know, so, like, if I'm gonna make some time for you, I'm gonna make some time for you. It'll be cool, bro, but, like, sometimes it'll take me, like, 3 or 4 days to reply to you, bro. Like, it's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes, man. Like,
some people just don't respect you as, like, a person. Like, they just, like, think, like, I gotta show you some Instagram messages.
You'll show me after, bro.
Yeah, but there's people that just don't give a they don't care. Like,
bro,
they're just shameless. They just do whatever. Like, they'll say whatever, bro. Send you whatever. They don't care. They're just like, however they react, they react.
And bro, I respect the fuck out of that too, bro. Absolutely. Like, you gotta hustle. And like, I've been thinking like for the longest time, like I need like a fucking manager, like fucking like an assistant or some shit. Brett, I already got you, bro. You already know that you're my manager, but it's cool. Brett's out here over here in the corner, but shout out to my manager, Brett. But bro, like I really do like genuinely need like an assistant. I feel like sometimes like shit gets a little hectic, and I'm like, I really do want to be like that guy that always replies to people and shit, but like
it's just
this
hard,
past year's been a little fucking hectic for me because like there's been like so many people just hitting me up out of the blue, like trying to work, and I'm like, fuck, dude, sure, like let's do it, but like finding the time is the hardest fucking thing, dude. Like time is like the one thing that I'll never be able to get back, and like I want my time to be valued as well, and I want it to be like worth my time too. So it's always tough kind of trying to find that wheelhouse and shit. Shout out to all the people that hit me up on the Instagram DMs though, but please, for the love of God, can you guys stop hitting me up on there? Can you please email me? Please. I'll put that shit in my bio. I reply to emails, bro. I was just talking to my homies about this yesterday. They were like, bro, your DM game's weak. I'm like, bro, I know.
You did just say that.
It's weak, bro. Like, but it's like, bro, I can't reach out to people. Like, I don't see it. Like, I have that Instagram timer on my phone. Like, I only allow myself like 20 or like 30 minutes a day on it.
Oh, facts.
So then it like closes me out, and then like once I've reached that 30 minutes, it doesn't send me my DMs anymore. So then I don't see them. But then like if it's not super important, like I don't want to be like attached to that shit the whole entire day. You know what I'm saying? For so sure. I like to just like devote like 30 minutes of my day to reply to DMs, whatever, and then I go to work, and then shit's cool. But I think that some people just take that shit way too seriously, bro. And I'm like, I get it, like, you don't gotta ask for my number or anything. Like, I think it's super dope that, like, you can just, like, reach out to somebody through, like, Instagram DMs or, like, Snapchat or whatever. Yeah. Like, all the time, I'm not always answering on there, too, because, like, I don't want to be stuck on it all the time either. You know, I don't want it to be always, like, the number one priority in my life, so... Super tough to kind of balance that shit.
Yes, it is.
But getting into some of the closing questions I have here for you, Abarb, who or what is your inspiration to do what you do?
Who or what? My what would be just to not live a life that everyone else has. Kind of just get out of like the shadow of like the real world, quote unquote, because it's like the music business is a business and it's an industry, but it's also like if you get it popping and do it the right way, it can be a lot of fun. And like,
yeah, dude.
And like, I mean, yeah, I just want to have fun and like do something that I enjoy every day. Whether it's, shoot a music video, doing an interview, doing in the studio, doing whatever, all that stuff. Like that stuff's fun. Like I don't mind doing interviews. I don't mind doing music videos. Like I would rather spend my day in the studio than at the pool. Like, if it's 85 degrees out and sunny, I would rather be in the studio. Like, I don't care.
Do the dance,
like,
bro.
I don't have to buy sunscreen then. I can
exactly, bro.
Like,
chill out.
I have to waste money on sunscreen. But, like, that'd probably be my what. And, like, my who is, like, my homies. Like, who have always put on for me. Like, always been there, like, helping me out. Like, that's what was cool for me in college, because I could just go down and, my bros would be, like, five, six of them just sitting there smoking, like doing whatever, and I just go sit next to them, put headphones on, and just work, and then or I'd turn on like a beat on the speakers while they were just chilling and just work, and it was just like a vibe for all my dogs, my day ones, my dogs.
Oh God, bro,
on the gang.
I think that it's super important to have those people around you like that, though, because like, especially if they can respect that, like, you gotta work, but you're also like trying to like be around them.
It's
like,
fire,
like if you can have like some friends that like you can just go to like their house or like meet up at a coffee shop and just like sit there for hours, not just like always talking, but just more so like enjoying each other's company.
Yeah, just doing
I think that's like such a genuine thing. Like I have a bunch of homies that like I just go to the coffee shop with like at least once a week and like just hang out. Like we'll talk for a couple hours, but you know, we'll be there for like 6 hours and like, you know, just editing photos or
Yeah,
like
doing
working
whatever.
on projects and shit. Not always just talking to each other, but like, you know, just like striking up a conversation. Like I'll be typing away on my computer and then I'll be like, hey bro, did you see this or whatever? And then like, you know, it's just like that genuine shit is super dope to me. And I think that like it's super dope to know that you have that with like all your homies and stuff, because that's like super hard to find in this world now. I feel like
it's tough now that my day ones are like spread out, you know, because I met them all in college, and like the people I started making music with are not, you
are
know,
they Quad Cities area too, or are they Chicago area mainly, or
like
what?
Rick's like my main dude that I always like kind of trust to give me feedback and like work with me and stuff like that. But he's also like my best friend, so like we hang out and, you know, play golf together and do whatever. But we also, there's times where he'll hit me up and be like, bro, come over, let's work. And I'm just like, but see you there.
Let's get it.
Let's do it. But there's times, you know, I'm like, hey, you want to get food? And it's just like whatever, like not we don't have to sit down and be like, all right, dude, when are we dropping this? What are we gonna do? How are we gonna promote this? It's just like, you know, how's work, dude?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
And so it's like, and I don't really have a lot of those people anymore, because like my homie Connor, who's like my best friend I met in college, he's moving to Colorado at the end of June.
No shit.
Then like dudes I started making music with, like Taj, like this dude named Jake Hallendorf. They're all like, Taj is like Quad City dude.
No shit.
Putting on for you know, East Moline back there in Quad Cities. Then Hallendorf is like kind of like a Chicago land dude. And like, yeah, so I mean I you kind of meet certain people and they kind of stay around, and they're good for, you know, a certain period of time, and then you kind of go do your own stuff. Like like Taj and I don't really talk anymore, but it's like I don't have any issues with him. You know what I mean? Like he's doing his thing, I'm doing whatever I'm doing. If we, you know, cross paths, it's always love. So it's like, but now like I have one of Rick's buddies who's my friend too. Danny lives in Atlanta, who's like, you know, starting to get involved with it, which is dope, because it's like you meet, you know, different dudes along the way, different people. I shouldn't say dudes, but different people along the way that you kind of like are like, oh, like we can help each other here.
Exactly.
They can help me with this. Like I'm not doing this, but they can. So like they're willing to help. It's like you just gotta find.
Like not always talk shop too, man. Like, shit.
It's very nice.
Like, you know, just having those people that you can just talk to. Like that's what I love about like Parker and like the guys and shit. It's like, you know, we all are in the same industry, we all do photos and shit, but we also can like, you know, just go out and like enjoy fucking time together, bro. Like and just go get some fucking ice cream or some shit, you know, just vibe out, bro. You know, I think that's super important to like have those people that are also interested in your shit, but you can also like, you know, not always talk shop with them and shit too.
Definitely.
Tell me about some of the future plans that you got going.
Future plans.
You got the album coming. Been talking about all that.
Couple singles.
Is there anything else?
I'm trying to get some music videos done for the album now.
That's what's up.
Plotting with Parker on them a little bit.
Yeah, dude, we're gonna be working.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Should be cool.
I want to do some merch. I gotta talk with some local dudes. I need to find some people who will, you know, give me some.
Again, some shit.
Give me some hometown loving, and get some dope designs going. As far as that, I mean, I'm trying to get some shows. It's tough, especially without like a booking agent or stuff like that. But I mean, I'm trying to network as much as I can and see if I can get on, you know, any opening shows. I got my buddy like Danny. I was talking about Danny. He lives in Atlanta. He used to work for a radio there, so he's trying to see what he can do with his connections, and whatever happens. But for now, I'm just focused on promoting the absolute shit out of this album. Dude. As hard as I can, as many people as I can get to do it, however I can. Like I just gotta get it out.
Said, don't push me. I'm in album mode. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right, last two questions I have here for you, brother. Something that I ask everybody that comes on the podcast. So, what is one thing that you have to do in life? So, like when it's all said and done, sitting on your deathbed, what is that one thing that you have to say that you've been able to do? It's a deep question. Let it sit. If you need to.
Yeah. I would say. I was gonna say change lives, but that's almost too
broad. You feel like
broad? Yeah.
What do you want to do with changing lives? Like, do you want to like give back to the world, or like?
Yeah, I always, like when I was in high school, I always volunteered a lot because I had, you know, we had to do service hours for the school, but then there was like a if you went over and did like double the service hours or whatever, you get a cord when you graduated.
Yep.
I was like, I always rocked within service hours, so I like you know helped feed the homeless, did like food drives and stuff like that. So I rocked with that. Like I just want to give back if I can. You know, if I'm ever in a position where I have like just a shitload of money or some sort of substance or that I can give back and impact somebody, that would be raw. But like I always told my mom that like I'm never gonna get remembered for like if I just work a 9 to 5 and you know everybody in my family is gonna eventually, as everybody else's, die.
Yeah.
And so you don't read about a dude from the south side of Des Moines in your history books.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
There's a lot of people that come and go.
Exactly.
And so it's like I just want to put an impact somewhere. It doesn't have to, maybe not in music, maybe it's doing something else, but just somewhere.
Yeah, exactly, man. And I think that like something that I've learned too is like, you know, I don't have to impact every single life on the planet. Like it's not gonna happen that way.
Yeah.
But I also do realize that like, you know, one life honestly can change the world too. Like, so if I can impact one person, or like, you know, if I can make it so that like they can think better about themselves by just putting some positive energy out in the world too, that's where I feel like I've done my job, you know.
Exactly.
With everything that I do, I try to at least touch one life, at least one, you know. It could be through a photo, you know, like somebody like takes some like weird emotion out of it or whatever. Like I want my shit to tell stories, and I want people to take something away from it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be everybody, but if one person can do it, my job is done with that.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
I think that's super important to be able to do that too.
Absolutely, brother.
Last question that I ask everybody on the podcast. It's a long and lengthy one, so we're going to get it rolling. So I want you to imagine that I have a copy of the New York Times written right here, okay? It's written from 10 years from now. And there's a cover page, and there's a picture of you, and then there's an article written about you. What is this a picture of, and what is written in this article?
Wow.
It's a loaded question. Let it sit. Let it marinate.
It's a well thought out question. That's kind of dope.
Yep. So you'll be 34 in 10
I'll be
years,
34.
Right? Yep.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's
a big. That's a big ball. That's a big ball.
Terrible.
30 ball, bro. Shit.
I always joke with my buddy Connor. He's like a year older than me, but he lived with me. So he's like 4 days. Birthday's 4 days after mine, but a whole year.
No shit.
So I always give him shit. I'm like, dude, you're almost 30. Like, because I turned 24. He turned 25. And I'm like, dude, like,
damn, bro, you're already halfway through your 20s, dog.
You're like almost dead.
Damn,
bro. Like, I was messing him like, bro, how's the more kids coming?
Damn, dog.
Like one of the kids on the way, almost 30, G. Like,
damn,
he's married
bro.
too, so it's kind of funny.
Damn, that's funny. That's funny shit.
Some love of the life type
good
stuff early.
It's good to give that shit.
But damn, I would say probably got a kid in my arm somewhere. You know, left or right. I don't know.
You think it's gonna be your kid?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's mine. Hopefully I'm
like
still with the
DJ Khaled shit.
Still with the mother.
Yeah. DJ Khaled
But
shit.
yeah,
fucking
so
a shot.
I'm not trying to get married more than once. That's way too much stress.
Yeah. Oof. Tough.
Women are stressful, stressful beings, but I'm stressful too. I'm hard to deal with sometimes. So
it's all good. It's all good.
It's
all love to all my ladies out there. Let's get it.
Facts. Shout out to the ladies.
Yep.
If you want to accept the challenge of dealing me, good luck.
Oh God.
But
ABARB's a loving guy.
Probably got a kid in my arm.
Yep.
My kid in my arm. Probably 34. Hopefully he's like 4 years old, 5 years old by then maybe. Kid in my arm. Probably accepting some sort of award for either music, or be tight if it was a Grammy, if I was on the front of the New York Times.
Hell yeah.
And
kid
probably
from the South Side.
Yeah, I don't know what would the art. I was never a very good writer in high school. And the one thing I wrote that my teacher was like, "This is fire," was an article. So it's kind of funny. Yeah, I remember that because she was like, "This is really good. You should write like this more often." And I was like, "Yeah, you should stop giving me stupid assignments. Just let me write sports articles."
Fuck yeah, dude.
But oh man,
kid from the South Side makes it big.
Yeah, it'd be like
goes to the Grammys.
I would rather have it be the Des Moines Register instead of the New York Times. That shit would be gas.
Oh my god, dude, that's the ultimate flex too.
Yeah.
Shit.
Huge flex. Des Moines Register. Southside kid wins Grammy.
Said, let's get it.
Yeah,
you know.
But it would have to be like at 34. It'd have to be like a production Grammy or something like that.
Yeah,
like I couldn't win a.
Like
I don't know.
Like your own music type of Grammy.
Yeah, like
you want to be like on the analytical side of shit.
Like the type of like production engineering type Grammy, like some crazy shit like that. Because right now I don't do any of that. I don't produce or I don't engineer because I would rather than waste my prime, my younger years, like 21, 22, 23, 24, into like 25, 26, like learning how to make beats or learning how to engineer. Like, I just want to focus on writing, because then I can find somebody to engineer. I can find somebody to produce. You know, I can pay them, but I can't pay somebody to write my thoughts. Yeah, like I can, but that's ghostwriting, and then it's not your shit. It's not shit. Yeah. So like, yes, probably accepting some kind of award. Yeah. It would just talk about, you know, blah 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 blah. He's done all this with music. He's done all this to help the community, and now he's accepting this, you know, award for being top bitch on some shit. Like, that's dope. I don't know, some shit like that. That's dope. It's gonna come into fruition for you. I can feel it. So, I can feel it, brother. It'd be dope. Hey, Barb, I appreciate you, brother, for stopping by today. It's a great time. Where can everybody find you on social media? And if you want to plug anything, where can people find your music? Now's the time to do that. Any shout outs, all that shit. Drop that shit right now. Instagram, Twitter, all the same. Abarb, and just keep pressing B. 5 B's. it's just Abarb with 5 B's at the end, because I had to retire Jive Turkey Barb a few years back. Jive Turkey Barb? Remember the movie it's, oh my god, it's the Flint Tropics movie. Okay. With Will Ferrell. What is that movie called? Fuck. Let's look it up. Oh my god. Yeah, you gotta look it up, dude. Why can I not think of this? You said, what is it? Just type in Flint Tropics and it'll tell you the movie. Flint Tropics. Why am I drawing the biggest blank? This is such a funny movie. It's one of the best movies ever. Semi-pro. Semi-pro, yeah. So they're in there, and he's like, they're playing like dice or poker or something, and he's like, one of them calls somebody a jive turkey, and he goes, wait, stop. What'd you say? And he's like, oh, he just called you a cocksucker. Yeah, he just said you suck cock, and he's like, no, you called me a JT. And he pulls out a gun, and he's like, did you call me a jive turkey? And it's just funny ass scene. Somebody ends up getting shot over a jive turkey. But after I saw that movie, I made my Twitter name Jive Turkey Barb. That's what's up. Then I had to retire it after a while. Hey, but it's all good. Barb. I mean, you can find my music on Spotify, on Apple Music. It's just _Barb. But that may not be the same for my new album, because maybe changing soon. I'm plotting on. I think I'm gonna go with the name change to Alec, just straight up tough. Like Alec. I mean, it's simple, it's straightforward. It's my name. No one else is on on Apple or Spotify with the artist name Alec. Mm-hmm. So it's like there's Alec and then their last name, but there's no just straight up Alec. Yeah. So it's time. I'll probably do that. Kind of official. Get out of the Abarb phase. Yeah. Abarb phase was hot for a while, but. All good. But yeah, man, Instagram, Abarb, SoundCloud, if you really even use SoundCloud anymore. I don't really use SoundCloud anymore. I used to rock with SoundCloud heavy for a long time. It's got to do it. But yeah, Spotify, Apple Music, just _Barb, and then click on it and you'll find me. Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Hey, Barb, I appreciate you, brother, for stopping by today. Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today's episode. I hope you guys took some stuff away from it, and I hope you guys learned a lot about Abarb today. He's a super dope dude, super down-to-earth guy. Both grew up on the south side, so, that's lit as fuck. Shout out to the south side. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today's episode. My name is Neek Robinson, the host of the show. This is Abarb over here. Yes, and we are out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Peace and love. Peace to the world. Peace.